Hey Ranger Challenge. So we're going to be going over the tactical movement and call for fire lane. So how this lane is going to work is we are going to start at the beginning of the lane, and they're going to give us the grid point of an observation post where we can see an enemy. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to plan a route on how to get to that observation post. We're going to have to move there tactically in a tactical formation, and then once we get there, one individual on this team will have to fill out a call for fire card and call a call for fire mission, which is basically, we see the enemy, let's get some artillery to kill them. So that's what this is going to be. Just for your reference, this is slightly different than how the Ranger Handbook specifies you would do a call for fire mission, but these are the standards they want, so use this only for Ranger Challenge. So they do this in lines, so they want us to call it up by line. So the first line is going to be observer ID and call sign. So they're either going to give us our call sign or whatever our SOP is. So let's say we're Illini 1-6. Second line is going to be the Warno, or the type of mission that we're using. So there's going to be different types of missions, such as adjust fire, fire for effect, suppress, smoke. This one is going to be fire for effect, presumably, and fire for effect just means we know for sure that the enemy is right here, shoot all of your guns and kill them. Line 3 is going to be target location. So for this one, they have specified this is the grid square that the enemy is going to be on, supposedly. And they also, in addition to the grid square, they want us to give the direction from our position. So for example, 330 degrees northwest or something like that. That we will have to figure out when we get there. So that's going to be line 3. Line 4 is going to be target description, and that also we're going to have to figure out when we actually see the enemy, so how many there are, what they're doing. So for example, 4 infantry with 1 truck sitting around doing nothing, something like that. That's just going to be whatever we see them doing. Line 5 is going to be message to observer. So the message to observer is, hey, I just gave you all this information, here's what I want you to do. Now this is where, depending on the mission, you would do different things. So you might specify the commands or what if the enemy is moving, anything like that. But for this one, we're just going to say, all right, we gave all this information, fire for effect. Then line 6, after they have notionally fired and killed the enemy, we have to give our final battle damage assessment and call the end of the mission. So for example, if there were 4 casualties, we'll say 4 casualties, end of mission. And that just means the mission is over, and they specify that we have to do that. So here's what the transmission might sound like. Illini 6, this is Illini 1-6, call for fire mission to follow, over. They might say, send it. Line 1, Illini 1-6. Line 2, fire for effect. Line 3, grid 1, Fife, Tango, X-ray, Echo, Niner, 6, 6, tree, 8, tree, 2, 0, 330 degrees northwest. Line Fower, 4, infantry, activity, digging foxholes. Line Fife, fire for effect, and then they would fire bang, 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 bang. Line 6, Fower casualties, end of mission, over. They would say, end of mission, out. Supposedly. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to be running this lane, but based on the standards that they provided, that is how it should go. So all of these lines essentially are open to whatever the situation is. So if they specify that we're not doing a fire for effect mission and we're doing something else, that's what we'll do. This will be, enemy number and activity will be based on what we see them doing. Observer ID will change depending on what they want, and then obviously you'll give your battle damage assessment, and the end of mission should stay the same. So that is supposedly how we're going to be running Call for Fire at Ranger Challenge.